Hi, welcome to Making All the Plans. I'm Connie, and if we haven't met before, I'm a busy mom of 2 active kids, and both my husband and I have full-time careers. My goal is to share with you how I stay on top of all life throws at me in one planner so that you might be able to do the same. Today, we're going to talk about goals for the month of June. I have already put my Kanban board together for the month as well as laying out my monthly spread. I will link those 2 videos down below. Now I'm going to jump into updating my trackers and figuring out what my plan is for this month. This first tracker is for the days where I closed all 3 rings on my Apple Watch. That means that I spent at least 30 minutes exercising. I burned 700 active calories, and I stood for at least 12 hours, or at least 1 minute for 12 hours of the day. I was not very successful in May, but I did close all 3 rings yesterday and the day before that, so hopefully I am starting a trend going into June. I have not done any running. I track my tarot when I do it, which is not very frequently. I did, however, read 2 books this month, so I am happy about that success. I did not create any scrapbook pages, but I really would like to set aside some time here in the next month or two to work on some pages and maybe start planning out what I want to put out for Ben's graduation party, which will be next year. As for the adventures that I have taken, I am breaking one of my trips into 2 separate adventures since they were a little bit broken up. And we left on Tuesday. We split up for a day and we changed rentals. And then we went to the new place on Thursday. So each place there was 3 days and 2 nights. So I feel like breaking it up makes sense. So I was able to get 4 additional adventures in this month. So 2 were with my best friend. We went to wine country and to Ashtabula in Ohio. I turned a drive back from Cincinnati into a road trip and took all back roads. And then my son and I went to Troy for the soccer tournament, which was part of the Strawberry Festival. So I'm adding those 4 adventures to my list for the month, which I feel like is a very successful month. Hopefully this month I can add a lot more since I know one of the trips we are going on vacation and there may be some sub-adventures thrown into that. I do like to keep track of the adventures on the back of that page so that I can remember what I actually have marked off as an adventure. I was having a hard time keeping track of what I marked off and what I didn't. Next up is the health tracker, and I will go ahead and fill this out, but it has not changed very much. All of these numbers are from my scale. It does all of the reading for me, so I just take it from my phone and transfer it onto my planner page. Other than the number on the scale going down, the biggest number that I want to see change is the last number on this list, and that is metabolic age. And I really don't want to be 55. That is 7 years older than what I am. So I really would like to work on getting that number down. These numbers are stats pulled straight from my watch. So again, I can pull all of the numbers up on my phone and then I just track them here in my planner. So I did have to go back and do April as well as May. And let me just say that May's numbers are horrendous. So I really need to work on just moving more. Next up is my book tracker, and this is where I write the names of the books that I read, not just how many. The first book that I read was Comfort Food by Kate Jacobs. This was actually an audiobook, and I really liked the narration of it. It was about a cooking network hostess and her family life and all of the things that go on behind the scenes. I thought it was really cute, and I could not stop listening to it. The other one was Something Lost, Something Gained by Hillary Rodham Clinton, and it was a really good book, but if you do not like political books, skip this one. It was just very eerie, predicting what was happening right now. Next up is my Making All the Plans stats tracker. And I am a little depressed about the stats lately. And it's not because I'm taking a dip. I just feel like I shouldn't be taking as big of a dip, but I looked back at last year's numbers, which was what was when I flipped up. Those are last year's numbers. And I did have a really big dip in May last year as well. So I'm hoping that things rebound and I'm okay the rest of the year. But it is a little disheartening when you pour your heart and soul into making content and it just doesn't get seen. But I will continue to try to put out content that people enjoy. If you have ideas about things that you'd like to see, I'd love to hear them. I'm always open for ideas. So if you have some, let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, I will just keep chugging away. The next section in my planner is my routines and resets, and I don't really feel like I need to tweak them, although my AM skincare routine and my PM skincare routine has changed just a little bit. I don't really feel like I need to update this section. I would, however, like to start focusing on getting up early to work out. Now that the kids are out of school, I feel like my schedule is my own now, and I slept in for a few days and I feel like I'm ready to get back on track now. And hopefully, by the time school starts, my routines and resets will be solidified so that when I need to tweak them a little bit, they don't completely throw me off track. So, the next thing that I like to do is reflect on my Q2 goals. And just as a quick overview, my first goal is on making all the plans stats. And I have not made those, and it does not look like I'm going to make those. We'll see how June pans out. June normally has slightly higher numbers because we talk about setting up for the next quarter. So at the end of June, we will be setting up for Q3 of 2025, and we'll just have to see where the numbers are at the end of June. My goal two is about my personal goals. My personal goals this quarter are mostly around eating in instead of eating out. And I did not do great in May. I didn't feel good. I was out of town a lot. So there were a lot of takeout meals, which I don't love. We all have been trying to eat a little better, especially my husband and I. My kids exercise and move so much that if they eat some bad meals, it is not the end of the world. But for my husband and I, since we are not moving as much, we really are trying to not do takeout as much. It is also very hard on the pocketbook, and I would rather put that money towards trips and going out to dinner on trips and doing other fun things rather than spending money on so much takeout food. Goal three is around the home, and I feel like I've been better about getting things done around the home. I did finally get a repairman in today. It is June 4th that I am recording this voiceover, and I think that the dryer is finally fixed. I feel confident this time around. So, three repairmans have come. And this one, I think, has finally fixed our issue. Fingers crossed. I am so sick of taking everything out of the laundry room and putting everything back in the laundry room. I'm really hoping that a third time was the charm. I have also started pressure washing the exterior of the house, and I have been doing pretty good about keeping the interior clean. It is a little torn apart right now just because of the laundry room issue, but other than that, I feel like the house has been pretty well maintained. I do know that I need to hit the exterior of our house pretty hard this month. We are starting with finishing off the pressure washing. I also like to spray the siding so that hopefully it lasts a little longer before I have to pressure wash it again. I do need to spray for ants and pests and things like that. And then we also need to finish off the bed for our vegetables. We are going to put in a like concrete block border so that we don't have so much grass growing into the bed. I'm not sure if we will replace the bushes or not now, just since it's already June, and we don't need to mulch if we don't pull out the bushes. So we'll just see how far we get with all of the outdoor stuff. But once we get those things knocked out, July, we really have to finish cleaning out the basement. So fingers crossed we get the things done we need to in June and the weather cooperates when we need it to. I probably should take into account next year how much rain we got in May this year. We'll have to see if that is going to be consistent, and I may have to shift some tasks around on my home maintenance checklist. But I do feel like we have started really knocking things off of our list since it has warmed up a little bit and stopped raining finally. This is my review and my reset for May or going into June of 2025. Again, I will be putting out videos at the end of this month to set up for Q3 of 2025, which still blows my mind that time has gone so fast this year. But if you are interested in seeing those quarterly reset videos, I encourage you to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified of upcoming videos. But otherwise, I hope that everybody is having a great start to their June, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.